Loaf cake recipe. Check out these 4 recipes. Recipe 1. White bread recipe. Recipe 1. White bread recipe. Ingredients: 1½ teaspoons or 3/4 of a packet active dry yeast, 3/4 cup or 190 milliliters warm water, 1 teaspoon sugar, 2½ cups or 300 grams bread flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams butter. Instructions: 1. Mix together the yeast, warm water, and half of the sugar in a small bowl. Leave for 10 to 15 minutes to activate. 2. Measure out the flour, salt, and remaining sugar in a large bowl. When the yeast has activated, pour the mixture into the bowl. Mix the dough to combine. Add in the butter. 3. Pour the dough out onto a floured surface and knead for 10 to 15 minutes until smooth and elastic. 4. Place the dough into an oiled bowl and cover with a damp tea towel. Leave in place for about an hour until doubled in volume. 5. Punch the dough back, shape it into a log, and place it in a lightly greased loaf pan. Cover with a damp tea towel and leave to rise for 45 minutes until doubled in volume. 6. Place the loaf into a 200°C or 400°F oven for 25 minutes. Once baked, remove the dough immediately from the pan onto a cooling rack to stop it from sweating. 7. Leave to cool completely before slicing. Recipe 2. Lemon loaf cake recipe. Ingredients: cake, 1/3 cup milk, 2% or whole, 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice, 1½ cups all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/2 cup unsalted butter, softened, 1 cup granulated sugar, 2 large eggs, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon fresh grated lemon zest. Glaze: 3/4 cup powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons fresh lemon juice, 1 to 3 tablespoons milk, 2% or whole. Instructions: 1. Preheat oven to 350°F. Lightly grease and flour an 8½ by 4½ by 2½ loaf pan. 2. Make the sour milk. In a small bowl, combine 1/3 cup milk and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Stir to combine. Let sit for about 10 minutes. 3. Mix the dry ingredients. In a medium bowl, stir together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. 4. Cream the butter and sugar. In a large bowl, beat the butter with an electric mixer on medium speed for about 10 seconds or until smooth. Beat in the granulated sugar until well blended and light and fluffy, about 2 minutes. Beat in the eggs one at a time, beating after each egg is added. Beat in the vanilla and lemon zest. 5. Combine all ingredients. Alternate adding the flour mixture and the milk mixture into the butter mixture, beating on low after each addition until the batter is just combined. 6. Bake the cake. Pour the cake batter into the prepared pan. Bake for 45 to 60 minutes or until toothpick inserted into the middle comes out clean. Cool slightly, then remove the cake from the pan and finish cooling on a wire rack. 7. Make the glaze in a medium bowl. 7. Make the glaze. In a medium bowl, whisk together the powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of milk. Whisk in more milk as needed until thick but spreadable. Spoon the glaze over the top of the cake so it can drizzle down the sides. Recipe 3. Chocolate chip loaf cake. Ingredients: 2 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 large eggs. 6 tablespoons unsalted butter, softened. 2/3 of a cup granulated sugar. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 1 cup milk, we used whole. 2/3 cup chocolate chips, semi-sweet. Instructions. 1. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees and grease a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan. Set aside. 2. In a medium bowl, combine the flour, baking powder, and salt. Set aside. 3. In a separate large bowl, use a hand mixer to combine the butter and sugar until light and fluffy. Add the eggs and vanilla and mix until combined. 4. Next, add the milk and continue to mix and then add the dry ingredients. Beat on low speed until no flour streaks remain, but don't overmix. Stir in the chocolate chips, then pour the batter into the prepared loaf pan. 5. Bake for 55 to 60 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Add a foil tent if the bread appears to be browning too quickly. 6. Allow the bread to cool in the pan for 5 minutes before removing and transferring to a wire rack to cool completely before slicing. Recipe 4. 3-ingredient orange loaf cake. Ingredients: 2 large oranges, 200 grams self-rising flour, 397 gram tin condensed milk. 397 gram tin of condensed milk. Directions. 1. Finely grate the zest of 1/2 of 1 orange into a small bowl and cover with damp kitchen paper. Boil both oranges in water in a high-sided pan for 1 hour or until the skin is very soft, keeping the oranges submerged with a glass bowl or lid. Drain and cool. 2. Preheat oven to 190 degrees Celsius or 170 degrees Celsius fan Mark 5. 170 degrees Celsius fan, Mark 5. Line a 900 gram or 2-pound loaf tin with baking parchment. Halve and de-seed both oranges. Whiz in a blender until smooth. 3. Whisk together 275 grams of the pureed orange, CGH tip, self-rising flour, and all but 1 tablespoon of the condensed milk. Reserve this for the glaze. Until fairly smooth. Scrape into tin and bake for 45 minutes until a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. 4. Brush over reserved condensed milk and scatter over the zest. Cool completely in the tin before serving in slices.